I told you something crazy was going to happen tonight, and wouldn't you know it? Who would have thought a 40 burger tie on Sunday Night Football, Bob? A tie?
My God. What a freaking heart wrencher, man. Another one, man. I don't know, man. I think most of us are upset that it wasn't a win. I think it's easy to say that, but I think we played so much better than any of us could imagine that getting out of there with a tie was probably still a bit of a victory. So, damn, we looked.
A tie,
Dak looks so good, man.
A tie, Kales?
We both took L's.
Hey, everybody took L's. I mean, what about Vegas? Who wins in Vegas if there's a tie? I don't know. Does anybody tapping in? Y'all let us know in the comments, baby. I cannot believe it. It's a tie.
I don't care about Vegas.
I do. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in that type of stuff. I'm interested in that type of stuff. I know a lot of people that put money on this game. What happens in a tie? Is it a push?
It's gonna have some weird stuff probably to do with the with like ending seating and stuff like that, I imagine.
Yeah. Well. Who would have thought a tie? I thought for sure. I was like, all right, Cowboys got it. Boom. Then it was like, man, they're gonna get it and tie.
Yeah, my wife was sitting. We watched the whole game. We watch every game together, and I was like, after that the final score we had in regulation, I was like, we gave these dudes too much time. She's like, there's only 5 minutes left. I'm like, they've been going down the field in 5 minutes all day and scoring. They're gonna do it again, and they did it again. Blah 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 blah. I can't believe it. I mean, we did just such a good job of neutralizing the defense for the most part, but definitely Micah. And we did a really, really, really good job on offense, man. Dak Prescott is everything I always tell everyone that he is. He came through tonight big.
Yeah, I think I had us not plugged in on Built Different Group, but I think we're live on Built Different Group now. But nonetheless, oh, man. I mean, how do we cover a tie? Nobody said there was going to be a tie.
No, not at all. I didn't have us scoring any more than 14 points, so shame on me. That's absolutely nuts. We showed out, man. I mean, people showed up for sure.
A 40 burger tie.
That last throw to Tolbert to me was a throwaway. I thought he was throwing that shit out of bounds. I didn't even think there was anybody downfield. I was like, what is he doing? Throw it away. Good job. Oh, there's a dude catching it. Oh my God. What a game.
It was. Hold on, let me pull up my notes real quick.
Yeah, welcome everybody to Build Different Group. I had the wrong button pushed, but yeah, a tie, y'all. A tie. Let's talk about a tie. Who thought a tie? I want to know if you put money on the game. What happened? Talk to me. Kale says she don't, but I care. I want to know what happened to Vegas when there's a tie. I don't bet money like that, so I don't know, but I'm interested.
I know everybody's so upset with a tie. I am too. I mean, I don't know. It's such a weird thing. They did all this stuff in college to make sure that overtime had 19 different scenarios, and then they just kind of super simplified ours. I don't know why, but I guess I don't know, maybe they didn't want it to go all night long. Which it probably in this type of game, I imagine if they didn't have this kind of rule, we would have just kept going back and forth. So who knows?
Well, let me ask you this question. Do we feel better after a tie, or do we feel better after the first game of the season with the Eagles? Because remember, everybody's like, oh, I feel good about this team. Well, I mean, Micah Parsons is essentially a non-factor, I think, tonight. 3 quarterback pressures, maybe 3 tackles or something like that.
Yeah, he got his one little sack on Dak that when he was trying to run it in, that could have gave us the game, really.
Oh, yeah. He was going to do it too.
Yeah, but bye, Micah.
Yeah, Micah Parsons, 3 total tackles, 3 QB pressures, no sacks, right? He didn't have no sacks, right?
I don't think they gave. I think he gave him one.
Yeah, they gave him one. Yeah, he did get
that
one.
That Kels is talking about.
The one on Dak in the red zone.
Yeah,
when he was trying to run it in for a touchdown.
I'd be scared he hurt his knee.
Man. I'm just speechless. I mean, a tie. I would say, all right, Cowboys going to win or Cowboys going to lose. One of the way. Either we're going to win or we're going to win.
Well, my hopes were that we had a run game and that our cornerbacks and safeties played well. I definitely think the run game was answered for me. We still know we have an issue with corners and safeties right now, but I think as we get healthier today we showed up, I think, enough to show that, you know, in a game like this, we can actually kind of hold up, but we still need help back there because there's no reason. Just like you could tell anybody on Green Bay's be like, there's no reason Prescott should have thrown for 300 yards. Well, there's definitely no reason Love should have thrown for 300 yards either, but he did. So,
well, we knew it was going to be a high-scoring game, but the run game is definitely still there. Javonte Williams, 20 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Long was a 13. So, yeah, Dak even got a rushing touchdown in there tonight. So, the rushing game was there. I mean, Pickens was there for 2 tutties. I mean, we're talking about the Jets next week. I don't know. The Cowboys might actually be favored in the game on the road now, especially after this performance, I think, with Green Bay. But I didn't expect a tie. But I think I was trying to ask that question. Do we feel better about this game after this game about this team now than we did about the Philadelphia Eagles in week 1? Because, you know, we were all like, well, okay, this team looks like maybe we could do something with it. This looks like a totally different than what we seen versus Chicago last week.
In my opinion, I'm gonna say no because our defense still needs
to defend,
to be addressed. It was plenty of opportunities where we could have protected the lead once we got the lead. I think a lot of the turning point was that last penalty with Maris Leofau. I mean, he had great hits. But that last
no. We had 11 penalties in that game. Yeah, there was a couple of dumb penalties, and that Leah's foul was one.
Right, but I'm just talking about the turnaround of the game.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the other penalties, yes, they cost. But that one particular penalty on Maris Leofau, that really turned the game because we could have had that game in the bag.
It was locked. It was locked if he didn't do that. Yeah, he knows that. He's going to hear it.
Discipline.
And I think people also argued that maybe he had momentum, but when I saw the replay, it was he hit him. He hit him on purpose, and the ball wasn't in his hand, obviously. Right. So that was a bit of a letdown after all that. And that's really all it takes.
And he had enough time where he could have stopped himself.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
he's feeling himself a little bit.
We have 30.8 million in the bank. I think we need to use some of that money. I know we don't have another pass rush. I can't think of another pass rush to get to help.
Well, I mean,
Clowney. But the Jets, going into the Jets, I want to say they play predominantly man. I have to go back and look.
Well, how about George Pickens stepping in as the wide receiver 1 this week? 8 receptions, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 targets.
He did good. I mean, I won't hold him to that drop pass that could have also been another.
What about that face-up that Kyer Elam got burnt on at the end zone? Let's talk about that.
He is not again. We have no pass rush.
But I thought he was a man-up player. I thought he was mano on him.
They played zone. He is not a man press. I mean, he's a man press corner. He does not play zone. So when you playing out of position and they're looking at his height and his length, he's going to get burnt.
I'm surprised Flanor actually came through too, which was a great thing to see. I mean, we definitely had some people stepping up today.
I'm glad
that was pretty cool.
Was in. I'm so glad. But yeah, them penalties hurt us. Like I said, we have 30.8 million in the bank. And I'm gonna go look at Jets film. I think they play predominantly man. We need to get a man corner. See who's available.
I don't know if Jerry gonna make a move though. I mean, what's the Savon Revel? What would you say the update was on the pregame? How far along is he? A couple of games, 3 games. How many now?
They said that he will be active and clear by week 5, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to play week 5.
Yeah, I don't know if Jerry's going to be in the market to wheel and deal, especially if he got somebody coming back up. But I want to ask everybody in the room because, yeah, here we go. Let's point the finger why the Cowboys were a tie. I mean, Dak did his thing tonight, did he not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Trey Adams says, Mike Rock, yeah, because he's responding to Mike Rock's comment. He says, yeah, until we needed him the most, then he folded. I don't know about Dak folding. I don't know. I didn't see Dak fold in this game. Y'all let us know.
No, man. Dak had one bad throw. I know he missed 8 maybe out of 50 or whatever, but he was
31 of 40, 319 yards, 3 tutties, no interceptions, no fumbles, only sacked once. Quarterback rating 124.9. Make it make sense, Trey.
That's
I
ridiculous.
don't see Dak folding in that.
No, man. He didn't have it wasn't bad at all, man. I mean, he had exactly one bad throw. That was the Tolbert throw. Yeah, penalties. That I think we can say Leo Fowl really was the big letdown of the.
Now we had a total of 11 penalties for 95 yards. They had 7 penalties. The Cowboys now averaging after last week. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look at that NFC East penalty report. But last week they had, let's see, that puts the Cowboys now at 31. I have to take a look at the other ones, but I don't know. Kel's me having some little issues over there.
Listen, I'll tell you this, man. It at the very beginning, even at the end, at the end of today's pregame, 28-14 was super realistic to me. I saw, and Love sat back there in the pocket and had some time, man. So, the fact that we also were given a lot of time to our to Dak and not really worrying about Micah Parsons or anything or any of the defensive players. I mean, bro, we really, I myself, I'm not going to speak for anybody. I feel 100% better about this team moving on. Do I feel like they're going to go on and we're going to have a great season? No. But I tell you this, considering how many people we didn't have going and playing with us that are important to this team, i.e. CeeDee Lamb and even Overshown, which we don't even really truly know what that guy can give us. But considering everything that was going on, man, we pulled together as a team and did some great stuff today, man. It's super optimistic. We didn't lose to the Green Bay Packers like we were supposed to. Everyone
that's what I was asking. Do we feel differently about this game, even though it was a tie? This performance versus the Eagles' performance.
It's a fight, man. It was a heavyweight fight, man. Two big dudes, two Bob Sapps fighting at the same time, and knocking each other out at the same time, man. That was.
I'm trying to point to that comment down there, but Paul brings up a good point. We talked about it in the pregame show. Who had the bigger impact tonight? I'll go and take a look at Kenny Clark's stats. I don't know what happened to Kels. I think she's still spinning over there, spinning. But yeah, that was a great conversation piece we had in the pregame show. Who would have the bigger impact? Micah Parsons, I think 3 total tackles, only 3 quarterback pressures. Let me go grab Kenny Clark's stats right quick. But great call out there. Thank you.
Because he had at least one badass run stuff. You know what I mean? He did what he was supposed to do, man. I mean. He came in today and played pretty hard, man. That stuff at the line was or behind the line was pretty awesome.
Kenny Clark, 2 total tackles and 1 quarterback pressure. So kind of null and void. I mean, well, Micah had the sack. So I guess at that kind of clip, Micah did have 3 pressures and a sack. So a slight edge to Micah, but not the kind of wrecking shot we thought Micah might come in and have on this offensive line, especially with Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass up there. I think we even seen some Nate Thomas in there on the offensive line. They were shuffling some folks around too as well. But I was surprised. I thought Micah would have at least a multi-sack game. But they did a great job in the call plan, Bob, of actually running the ball away from Micah.
I feel like it's a wash on the statistics considering our boy had a couple of really good stops against the run, which is just not something that goes to a category, man. You're not able to – I mean, maybe someone will have that somewhere. But most categories are not Clark stopping people for, losses on their run, which he did. So I honestly, I think it was even. I think they both put out exactly what they were supposed to do at against teams that were not really allowing them to do such. So.
Yeah, Chris is tapping in with some satire here. Says Dak did awful on defense. Dak did his thing and rest credit Micah with an unearned sack. Shaking my fucking head. Yeah, I was really concerned about how many holding calls, which I think somebody made a call out over here that he was surprised to see Tyler Smith with all of the holding calls. But I was worried about the holding calls maybe on Micah, because Micah used to never get holding calls when he was on defense for the Cowboys. I was concerned about that, but the Packers only had 7 total penalties to the Cowboys 11.
Yeah.
Kels, you all right over there?
Yeah, I don't know why I keep sending me backstage. Because I'm here, y'all.
Spinning, and you were spinning and spinning and spinning. I don't know. But now we got you back, though.
Hold on, I'm about to enter the studio again on my iPad. Okay, there we go.
I've got a good friend of mine who I've met out in Odessa many years ago. A good friend of mine named Rob, who texted me, and I'm just going to throw this out here. What he says, he's a longtime Cowboys fan his entire life. We had a lot of stupid penalties in this game. This looked like a preseason game to me. I don't think we can win the Super Bowl this year, but I think we have a lot of players we can trade for picks or free agent moves. I will say this again: if we play our cards right, we have a bright future. This is time to make a change. And that's someone who's been watching the team a long time, like most of us, and understands we are definitely in a rebuilding situation right now, a rebuilding year. I think honestly, Schott is doing some good stuff. I'm still a little weary about Eberflus, but let's also understand what Eberflus has to be dealing with right now, with what he has to work with. The defense that we had today in terms of cornerbacks is as good as it's going to get for us. We don't have anybody better than Blandon Diggs.
Hey,
so
I'm back
in. We're going to have to figure that out.
All right, Randy's tapping in. He said he want to ask you something, Kels. Go ahead, Randy. What kind of question you got for us? Tapping in. Gabriel says, sports analysts are going to be eating crow after saying Green Bay was going to just smack the Cowboys. Yeah, it'll be a slight walk back. It'd have been more better if the Cowboys had won. They'd really had to eat and crow.
Yeah.
But we all had the Green Bay Packers winning, so I guess we're, like Kel said, we all caught L's. We eating crow too with a tie.
that block extra point.
And one thing I was going to say before.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And one thing I was gonna say before the technical difficulty, as far as our defense, it still needs to be addressed. And as far as what Trey Adams said, I don't know which game he was watching. Maybe he was watching last week's game because Dak did.
No, we already lit him
what
up.
he was
So
supposed
yeah, we
to
already
do.
covered that one. So yeah.
Right.
But he was talking about this defense. What needs to happen with this defense?
Yeah. Josh Lipe, you could kill the noise as far as 60 million because I don't know if you know or you just seem to you probably forgot or whatnot. I don't care right now.
He is.
Kale's coming back with the guns. Pew pew.
Dak Prescott is on a restructure. He has a restructuring clause in his contract. So even though he is 60 million, he is not really seeing 60 million. He's only seeing 30 million a year on his contract. Whatever is left over, he gets on the back end when he retires.
It's not tag team Trey. We already lit him up about Dak balling, and now you're hitting him up about the contract. Let's not waste too much time on Trey. Trey, you got to tap in, baby. Where you been? You're just tapping in with the season now. Anaya says, doesn't the clock usually stop when the ball hits the ground because it bounces off a player, then someone can still catch it? So why did they stop the clock at 1 second right when it hit Sanborn? I missed that part. Did y'all catch that part at all?
Yeah, I was wondering that too because I was for a second I was confused at the end of that. I was wondering why they were saying this was a bad idea, and I didn't really think about time expiring if they didn't do that, if they didn't get that playoff quickly. So I wasn't even thinking about that until that happened. And once I realized it in real time, I did question myself: why did the clock stop instead of when it hit the ground when it hit Jack Sanborn? So I don't know. That is a good question. I don't know. I think we should get out of this game lucky. Considering the officials that officiated this game, who have officiated past games for us.
Isn't the same officiating crew that officiated the playoff loss you said, Kels? Yeah, same crew.
Yeah. Yes. So considering that, we could have easily we could have seen some real foul stuff. I don't really know how we didn't get that double team flag at the end of the play. But there was a lot of stuff that, it seemed like they were doing their job out there, man.
Well, there was some that were missed. Even though we were flagged 11 times, there was some that they could have definitely called, but they didn't, especially that PI at the end. They could have, y'all know, we always get flagged. I'm expecting the flag to come in after, that pass that wasn't caught.
But you know what? I'm not going to be tripping off it. 11 penalties, that was too much. But I'm not tripping off of it that much because of the yards that we lost. Normally, when we hit double digits, sometimes we could be damn near the 200 worth of yards lost due to a penalty. But for it to be 11 penalties for a loss of 98 yards, I could probably scale back a little bit on that on the penalties. And it was another thing that I just remembered. Oh shoot, I just forgot. It's gonna come back to me. Keep talking.
I hate it when that happens.
Russell, grab me a what a chicken when you hit Whataburger. Grab me a what a chicken, dude. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Jay said he brings a good point. He said we had them 3rd and long too many times for them to convert. Yeah, it seemed like they're just gobbling up yards. Josh Jacobs, Romeo Dobbs, 3-piece. Hell, I thought it would have been the come out party for Matthew Golden. He had that one long explosive play in the first half, but outside of that, that was pretty much it other than the catch in the second half. But Dobbs a 3-piece today, and I got him sitting on my bench in fantasy football.
Oh, he gave me some nice little points today. He gave me some nice little points.
So it feels nice to not have to worry about that. I tell you that right now. since I gave up fantasy.
Yeah, the clock stopped because the ball hits him out of bounds.
Okay.
Good call out there, Jay. Good call out.
Hell yeah. I appreciate that. I had to think about that because I haven't gone back and watched it. That makes sense.
I just remember what it is. Let me say it before I forget again. Okay. We went into the second half with one running back in a Gidget Gadget of Kavontae Turpin. And then they also kind of lined up Tolbert in the backfield. Because they did rule Miles Sanders out after that his last play. And he said he was going to try to come back in, but he didn't come back in. And his is an ankle injury.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely crazy. How many yards did Josh Jacobs run for?
Let's take a look at it. Josh Jacobs had a nice little tote today. 22 carries for 86 yards and 2 tutties.
So pretty much the 2 touchdowns, but pretty much what Javonte had, which is good to see. I don't love the 2 touchdowns, but he walked in on one of them, and he's a badass man. That guy's a really, really good running back, man.
And I like his story. I like his story when he came to the draft. Him and his dad was living outside of their car.
Yeah, and he's a good running back. But again, I'm just happy that gone are the days where backfield running backs are seemingly running for 140 yards on us.
I mean, the Cowboys are averaging 393 yards prior to coming in tonight, and the Cowboys total yardage tonight.
Is he talking about the block extra point?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, no, because I really think that gave a little boost of injury. And I told BG, if we won the game, then Wanye Thomas, that's my little cupcake buddy. Wanye would have been my player of the game because I think that block extra point did give that surge to the game.
That was kind of like the Javonte fumble in Cleveland. It kind of turned the tide the opposite direction, but for the Cowboys this way with that block. I see what you're saying.
Agreed.
Yeah, good call out right there. But yeah, both teams had over 400 yards. Cowboys 436. Green Bay 489 yards. Both teams had over a rushing. The Cowboys 117. The Packers 164. I knew it was going to be fireworks. I just didn't think the Cowboys were going to be able to withstand, especially getting out like we were down 13-2 early on. I was like, well, damn, at least we got 2 points. And, we didn't go down 2 touchdowns like I thought we would. Remember talking about getting out fast. The Cowboys, I think we were only down 7 points in that first quarter, but we turned it around really quickly right there before the second half, and we actually led going into the half, which I think Caitlin, who's tapping in from Corpus here, brought that up, that was the first time I think Green Bay had been down at the half, going into the half for the season.
I think it's awesome that they got to mention Houston today, which is pretty great, man. Albeit Chris Collinsworth was the one that said it, but it was good to hear his name mentioned for him to cause a fumble. That was good to see. Like, that's showing everybody, look, this guy needs to be out there, and he does.
Nah, it wasn't a touchdown; it was a safety, right?
They changed that rule almost like 10 or 11 years ago. So if it is a block kick and it's returned for a touchdown, you'll get 2 points. So it's almost like a safety.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was like, damn, we block it. We're gonna get. I was like thinking, hey, we're gonna get a score. Like it's gonna be a game. Like 2 points. But
it's different though when they're kicking a field goal on 4th down though, right? And they miss that, or it gets kicked. That's an actual touchdown, right?
Yeah. Randy, I just said it is. They looked at it like
I think he commented after that.
Yeah, I think it's like when you look at it the way that they were saying, it's like a unfair advantage. Oh, I did get some intel. As far as Jaden Blue.
Oh yeah, talk to us.
So this is the issue. One part of it is him still learning the playbook, but the reason why we're seeing more defensive players coming in for the dress 46, because only 46 players are dressed for each game day. Because our defense is so heavily deficient, we need more on defense than we do on offense. They're pretty locked in and okay with what we have with our offensive line. It's just the defense. So a player has to be sacrificed. And right now, but I have a feeling now that Jaden Blue might be activated, because if Miles Sanders is a high ankle sprain?
That's a big deal if that's the case.
Right. If it's a high ankle sprain, then we may see Jaden Blue activated for the Jets game. But that's why you haven't seen Jaden Blue. A lot of it is because of the deficiencies on defense. They need more bodies for defense, whether it's for pass rushing, a linebacker, or someone, or DT, one of those positions. So that's why it's more. Yeah, that's why it's more defense than it is offense.
Well, Jay brings up a great point. I saw 2 things I never seen the Cowboys do: the return 2-point block and a tie game. I know. I just want to know, is anybody in the audience, did you place any money to, Prize Picks, FanDuel, DraftKings? What happens in a tie when you place your bets? Is it like a disclaimer, or does like the house get a push? I'm just curious because, we get all the betting advice on all the platforms now. So I want to know if you got some skin in the game.
And when was the last time we ever
tied?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just Googled that, and it just said this game was the first one, but I don't know. That's AI, and sometimes AI is not all correct.
Yeah, sometimes it isn't.
Because I've normally seen ties when they do like a record between like how many.
Okay, wins. So 1969. Cowboys versus San Francisco was tied to 24. 1966. Here, I just pull it up, put it on instead of just reading it to y'all, show y'all on StatMuse. So I Googled it and it did come up on StatMuse.
But I like I said, the last I've seen ties when they talk about the wins and losses with teams that we have played. Like, okay, the Cowboys have won 86 games, and the Eagles won. You get what I'm saying? Something like
Yeah,
that.
that was the 7th tie. Tonight's tie is then the 7th tie for the Dallas Cowboys all time. That was the first with Green Bay.
Oh, the rest were all in the 60s? Damn, that's crazy.
That was all in the division. New York, Washington, New York, and then St. Louis, and then San Fran. So, yeah, great call out right there, Jay. Yeah, I was wondering,
So
and great question too, Kels.
The first time since, hold on. This is what, 2025? And you said 1969?
Yeah.
No, 66 was
no, the last
60. One. Oh, the last one was 69. Yeah, it was versus San Fran, 24 all.
So it's been 56 years.
Yeah, so with that being said, because you were giving the update on Jaden Blue, now with Sanders, I think you said Sanders did come back in, or what was the update on Sanders?
He was downgraded. He went from questionable to downgraded to out, and then it was like, oh, let me see what it looks like. I'm gonna try to get back in because Javonte Williams was the one standing running back that we had, but he never came back out of the training room. So that left Javonte Williams. Then they did the little gadget things with Cavante Turpin, and then they also lined Jalen Tolbert for the in the backfield, almost like what they did with CeeDee Lamb in Chicago.
Yeah, Sherelle, they said it was a history, the highest points in a tie game. That's right. This was the NFL game to ever end with a 40-40 score. The first game, a unique final score known as a scoregami.
Yeah,
it was also the highest score in NFL history. So, yeah, it's copy and paste AI with the show as we talk about that. But, I mean, let's look to next week. I mean, we got the Jets on the road.
And my cousin, he will be giving the Jets' point of view.
Oh, you're gonna have us a guest to come on this week?
Yeah, he texted me. He was like, I've been tuning into your podcast. I'm gonna jump in. And I was like, oh, that's right. I said, but we won't see you again until the end of the year when we play the Giants again. He was like, I'm a Jets fan. I was like, oh, I didn't know he was a Jets fan.
There we go. We got answers. We got answers. My guy Mike Rock. I know he's on that Sleeper app. He was showing me in Texas. He was happy out in Texas. Like, I'm on that Sleeper app, baby. He was betting on that Bud Crawford fight. Mike Rock says, yes, if you are betting on for a win or a loss, it becomes a push. Ooh, so that means the house won the money. Is that right, Mike? Does that mean all the house gets the push? Ugh.
You get your money back.
Speaking of push, I mean, the Eagles went down to, or actually the Eagles went 4-0 today, and then Washington, who I thought would upset Atlanta, and Atlanta didn't. They went down today.
And we're still in third place with it.
I know, right? And then we got the Jets coming up, and then we got the Panthers, and then right before then we got Washington, our next division game. So we got the Jets, and then we got Carolina. I don't know. I see a couple of dubs, especially if this team that played today. I don't know. The defense, like you said, maybe we're going to have to wheel and deal some of the salary cap change. We got some of these picks. I don't know if Jerry's going to make a move, but
here's the thing. See if you could pull it up for a minute. Like the only cornerback that I could see us getting is Asante Samuels. The only thing is I don't know if he's a man corner.
Well, because CJ Gardner, he already went somewhere, right? He was on the market and then left, and right, and then didn't we win to sign some guy, some new guy, some started with a J and a B or something like that? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now, but he wasn't ready.
Ballerini or something like that. Ballerini or something.
Yeah, but
Ballerin.
He will more so like be revved up for maybe for the Jets or Carolina. It's too early for him.
Because we got the AFC coming up, 2 AFC games. Trey asked a great question. Does the tie affect us if we have a chance of getting into the playoffs?
Corey
Ballantine, there we go. Corey Ballantine. So does this tie affect us, both two NFC teams? How does this affect us, Kels, from your purview about later on down in the season when we're looking at NFC stacking
it will only
and playoffs?
So hold on, I just pulled up the schedule. Hold on, give me a minute.
Yeah.
So if you're
Great
looking
question,
at
Trey.
conference, if you're looking at conference wise, okay, it's gonna depend, and we're not talking about division, conference. It depends on the strength and schedule. Because right now in the NFC, we're the only one with the tie. So let's just say if we are in wild card position, the one that will basically kick us out of playoff contention will be Minnesota, Chicago, LA, Arizona, and Carolina.
Which Eric Taylor with a green badge brings up some great context, talking about the Jets next week up on the road. The Jets are going to be a tough game because Fields is a mobile QB, and they got Quinnen Williams and Will McDonald and Sauce Gardner. Yeah, they definitely got a run game over there. So,
Eric, do me a favor because I'm gonna start my homework kind of early because I normally start it once the practice reports come out. Um, Monday is their walkthrough. They may not, you know what? They may not even have. No, they're gonna probably do a walkthrough. I don't know how they're gonna do it because when we played overtime with the Giants, they they had a walkthrough, but they really no, they didn't have a walkthrough. They didn't have nothing on that Monday. Tuesday was their off day. They treated Wednesday is normally their practice. I love you too, Sherelle. Um, but they treated that Wednesday as a walkthrough, so they didn't really have a practice. So they practiced Thursday, Friday, which is like another walkthrough game. So since this time they played another 70 minutes of football, it might operate the same way, which I don't like. They do not need, the only time they should have off is that Tuesday. Have the walkthrough tomorrow. Have your regular practice on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Um, Eric, see if the Jets is a man team or a zone team. That's what I'm gonna start my homework kind of early.
all right, y'all hear Kels on the clock talking about what we got coming up this week. The Jets might not be that easy. I mean, Carolina's not no pushover either. I mean, it has not this weekend. I mean, my picks are straight trash doo-doo this week. I mean, has the NFL, if you have not learned already, taught us that the shit is crazy? And just when we think we know something, like everybody thought Green Bay was going to dog walk the Cowboys, and it ends in a 40-burger tie, the highest NFL tie ever, especially after this week. I mean, who else's picks went to trash this week? How'd you do this week, Kills, and your picks? How'd you do, Bob? Did you play along or not?
I
No,
think I'm
man,
gonna
no
win.
picks, no fantasy for me. I'm
That's
out.
right. I forgot. Yeah.
So I have 6 fantasy teams. I think I'm gonna win 3 of them, but I'm gonna tell you the fault that I made. I forgot to flip, as much as I like him, David Montgomery.
I had him in my lineups in 2 leagues today too. Yeah, he burnt me.
And I forgot to bench him. He only gave me less than 2 points because he was playing the number 1 defense in the NFL, which is the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, but
So
Gibbs still went off though. Gibbs got his though, but we see Montgomery get his the last game. And like you always have been telling us here, the Sonic and Knuckles over there in Detroit. But Detroit defense looked good today though too as well. But back to the Cowboys. We're third still in the NFC East. I mean, the Giants lost today. The Commanders lost today. The Cowboys, it was in a tie, and the Eagles are now 4-0. I don't know. Is the Eagles ever going to lose a fucking game this season? I mean,
probably,
I thought Baker may be able to do it, but even not with, Mike, what's his name? Mike, his number 1 receiver over there, Mike Williams, I think. Is that his name?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose. And I mean, they might lose a weird one, but they're solid. They found ways to do it.
They found a way against LA. They found a way against Tampa Bay, and I don't know. Maybe hopefully they shoot their wad all early this season. I hope maybe they have some problems down later.
They play Denver next week. Denver may give them a run for their money.
Yeah, they're playing at Philadelphia too, so I don't know what the link, especially after the last game.
That's not that's not gonna go.
I don't know about Bo Nix pulling up in there, but yeah, Denver. I mean, if anybody had a chance, Denver could have a chance. I mean, they look good.
Yeah, the only one that I could probably see it, but that's later on, and that's like week 17 with Buffalo. And I don't know if that's a home game or an away game.
Hey
Well,
guys,
I
I
think.
gotta take off, man.
All right,
I gotta take
Bob.
off. Go Cowboys. I guess it's better than a loss.
Yeah, it's a tie.
All right, y'all. See you next
Later,
week.
bro.
See you.
But anyway, where was you going there, Kels?
No, I'm saying I don't know if that was a home game for them or an away game.
Yeah. Do you have I have the Cowboys over the Jets next week. I think you have the Cowboys over the Jets next week too. That's what I wanted to ask Bob before he got off of here.
Who did I have?
Because man, that tie just messes up I thought I'd at least go 2-2 after the day, but man, that tie.
I have us winning.
Yeah. So I meant to ask Bob that in the comments below. But hey, let us know down in the comments below. How do you feel about the Jets game next week? We'll take any last minute questions as it is now down to the big two. Shout out to my guy Bob tapping out here, the big three. Now we're down to the big two. Any last questions that you got here? We got the Jets on the clock this week on the road after a tie at home on Sunday Night Football.
Okay,
I can't believe it was a tie.
So I just text my cousin. He said the New York Jets historically have been more heavily zone heavy, but they did play a mix of zone and man coverage when Robert Salah was the coach. But now they got Aaron Glenn. And he plays zone coverage. So
Agent Zero still looking like around the holiday, right? Thanksgiving. Is that what we're still hearing, Kels?
Between Thanksgiving and the December 4th game against Detroit Lions.
Yeah, pretty much Mike Rock. So shout out to everybody in my Patreon pick pool. I gotta have to go take a look at that. I'm not even in a hurry because I know mine is straight doo-doo. It's gonna be interesting to see how everybody picked out this week. But yeah, Ty pretty much canceled the pick. You got that one right.
Yeah, Eric. Zone on early down. So and they will integrate man. So we need to get a man cornerback because we need somebody else to help trade it. And that was another thing that two face masks on the same play. That face mask penalty on Sam Williams and that holding on Diggs, and I think that resulted in a 15-yard penalty.
There was a lot of flags, and we had 11 total penalties. So yeah, throw it in there.
That also kind of changed the landscape a little bit. Let me see. Is Asante Samuel man corner?
I'm not sure. I guess we're gonna have to do our homework and circle back as we get ready to close it down here on a Sunday night. I know it's late over there, Kels. It's almost midnight over there where you're at, right?
Yeah, I posted on my Asante. It's Asante, not Ashanti. Asante Samuel is still available. I have been campaigning for Jerry Jones to send a "Hey Big Head" text. It doesn't say if he plays zone or corner. But you know what? Now that I think about, he has sustained a lot of neck and shoulder injuries.
Yeah, Asante Samuel has been around for a minute now. I think he didn't even used to play for the Falcons or something like that.
Yeah, but he's like 26. He's like 25 or 26. But yeah, I did post on my personal Facebook page. I said it is now Monday and the Cowboys are still playing.
Well, we're gonna have to see how the Cowboys play this next Sunday. We appreciate everybody tapping in on here. I know BDG we got started a little bit late, so if you missed the opening, You can go back and scroll and check it out. But the Cowboys tie in a 40 burger, the highest tie ever seen in the NFL, and I can't believe it.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see which Cowboys team shows up next week. That's for sure. Because this one that showed up this week wasn't the same one we seen against Chicago Bears last week. That's for certain.
And I'm gonna kill these two comments with at the same time. Stephon Gilmore, no, the reason why no team is getting him is because of the injuries on his feet. Patrick Surtain, that's the one that we should have got in the 2021 draft, but Denver Broncos, who did not need a cornerback, decided to take us since they were the number 10 pick, and they effed us over with no lube, and they took Patrick Surtain. To trade for him, I would not trade the draft capital of what we have to get Patrick, because that will almost be like us trading for like a Micah Parsons. It's going to cost us like 2 or 3 first-round picks, maybe a couple of seconds. And right now we're in a position where draft equity and trade positions are important. So yeah, no, we're not doing that.
I know what you could probably do this week, and that's probably give Will McClay, the VP of Player Personnel, a call and find out what the T is to see about this $30 million in cap we got in these trade picks. So maybe we can wheel and deal this week.
But that's what I'm saying right now, because as much as I like Asante Samuel, I think that's what's, and I forgot about the neck injuries that he had, because he had surgery on those neck injuries. I don't know if that's,
we got enough injured damn DBs as it is. I mean, if Asante got all that, then just throw him in the trash. Let's go find somebody. Maybe they'll go find somebody out of the USFL or somewhere out of there. But the Cowboys going to go to bargain bin or something this week. But her name is Kels. I'm BG. This has been the post-game show on Sunday Night Football. The highest score ever seen in the NFL, a 40 burger. The Cowboys tied the Green Bay Packers in the NFC. Go figure. We'll see y'all in the gym next week with the Jets on the Big Three on the next episode.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.